Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars, and let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me.
540 feet down at 15. 10 and 50 feet down at 4. Altitude, velocity, light. 3.5 down, 220 feet. 11 forward, coming down nicely, 200 feet. 4.5 down, 5.5 down. 100 feet, 3.5 down, 9 forward. Okay, 75 feet. That's looking good, down a half. 6 forward. 60 seconds. Lights on. Forward. Forward. 40 feet down, 2.5. Picking up some dust. Straight shadow. 4 forward, drifting to the right a little. 30 seconds. Forward, just. Contact light. Okay, engine stop. We copy you down, Eagle. Listen, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Fill my heart with song, let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you.
The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, starring the entire Nelson family, Ozzie, Harriet, David, and Ricky. Here is Ozzie.
Not in this life, you fool! We shall all die. It's 10 to 1 against us.
Be damned your numbers and damn you! I am Cyrano the Bergerac.
Yes. Stop. For the 100th time, I want that cheer out of the audience won't hear you.
Can we take a break for a minute? I need to use the bathroom. Where is it?
Oh, well, the bathrooms are actually over there. And in case of an emergency, you can use the exits
Right there and right there.
What are you doing?
Oh, well, he's new, so I'm giving him the speech I give before every show. We don't want to bother anybody sitting next to you, so no messengers will be allowed in or out of the theater once the show begins. And when the show's over, you can send and receive them as much as you'd like. Also, no flash photography. Those loud light bulbs scare the actors on stage.
May we please continue? I am Cyrano de Bergerac.
Yay!
I don't know why we bother rehearsing louder.
Yay!
That's better. All right, let's run it.
You fool! We shall all die. It's 10-1 against us.
Be damned your numbers, and damn you! I am Cyrano de Bergerac.
Oh, who knows there?
It's a coach.
What?
In the camp?
'Tis Roxanne.
Yay!
She makes the pies. Wine and chicken.
Cyrano, that was the Comte de Guiche you just insulted. Stop trying to be the three musketeers in one.
And what would you have me do? Seek for the patronage of some great man, and like a creeping vine on a tall tree, crawl upwards where I cannot stand alone? No, thank you.
Oh my God, I've seen more talent at a dog show.
Dedicate, as others do, poems to pawnbrokers. Be a buffoon in the vile hope of teasing out a smile
on some cold face. Eat a toad for breakfast every morning. Wear out my belly, groveling through the ducking. No, thank you. And again, thank you, no. But to sing, to laugh, to dream, to walk in my own way, alone, free, with an eye for seeing things
Grandma.
as they are. To travel any road under the sun.
Grandma!
Nor doubt if fame or fortune smiles.
Grandma!
Rosalind, what a surprise! Darling girl, you get more beautiful every day. You look adorable.
Thanks, so do you.
What?
I said, so do you. You look great.
I'm sorry, dear, I can't hear you.
Grandma, can I please get you your hearing aid?
Thank you, I'm not in the mood for lemonade. Oh, Rosalind, I've missed you so. Things just aren't the same around here without you.
I miss you too, Grandma. Hey, how's the tour going? Do you like Buffalo?
No, I don't. It stinks. If it wasn't named for an animal, it would have nothing going for it. Oh, I don't mind so much for myself, really, but it's a big come down for your mother. She played Broadway, you know, in the 40s. Till your father dragged her down to his level.
Grandma.
Revivals of old plays, B movies. You should have heard him just now during Cyrano in the dress rehearsal. The man is a walking ham. They should stick clothes in him and serve him up with pineapple.
Hey, Grandma, I have a surprise. I'm getting married.
Oh, Rosalind, that is wonderful. I've always said that you and Paul were made for each other.
It's not Paul.
That boy has fun.
Grandma, it's not Paul. Paul and I broke up.
It's not Paul.
No.
Well, that's a mistake. You two look ravishing together on stage. You could do all the great couples.
Grandma, I'm not an actress anymore. I'm in advertising.
I know, and I think it's revolting.
Don't you remember the talk we had at Christmas?
No.
Grandma, this is your life, and Mother and Dad's, and that's fine. I'm very, very proud of you. But I grew up with it, and I want something different, something that doesn't drive me crazy all the time. Does that make any sense?
Rosalind, may I tell you something?
Sure.
I haven't heard a word you've said.
Grandma, can I please get you your hearing aid?
All right. One glass. Now sit here. The theater may be dying. The glamorous invalid may be crawling across the desert with but one lung in a stable chest. But it is still alive, and it is our only hope. It is our lifeline to humanity. Without it, we would all be Republicans. I'm very tired now, dear. I'm going to go upstairs and lie down. It's wonderful having you back.
I love you, Grandma. Come in. Come in. Would you come in, please? The door's open.
Sweetheart.
Oh, hi, honey.
Oh, are your parents here?
No, I don't think so.
Good.
Howard.
I'm sorry. You know how I feel about all this. Meeting the in-laws, it makes me nervous.
You have nothing to worry about.
I'd be okay if there weren't such big stars. The glamorous life.
Howard, does this look glamorous?
Yeah, it does.
This is Buffalo, New York. It's like Scranton without the charm.
I was born here, actually.
Oh, sorry.
I like Scranton, too.
The point is, it's not Broadway. Besides, they're doing rep.
Right. What's rep again?
More than one play and repertoire. They alternate. Right now, they're doing Private Lives by Noel Coward and Cyrano de Bergerac. Only they've cut down Cyrano for a small company. They do it with 5 actors.
Sort of the one nostril version.
It's sort of sweet that you're nervous about meeting them.
Nervous? Look at me. I am a wreck. Hey, do they know that I'm in show business, too?
Howard, you're not exactly in show business. I mean, they wouldn't think of it as show business.
Oh. Well, I am on television.
You're a weatherman.
Yeah, it's kind of acting, like your parents.
Howard, they do Shakespeare and Chekhov. You do precipitation.
I know.
Howard, I'm very proud of you. It's a wonderful job. We can settle down and have children.
Oh, I love children. I want to have 6 at least.
Let's start with 1.
Okay.
Now I want you to be very, very nice to them. Tell them how much you admire their work.
Oh, well, I do. I mean, my God, when I was little, they were on the cover of Life magazine. Shakespeare on Broadway.
Look out, Barrymore's Here Comes the Haze. They had it reproduced on their china.
Wow.
Then they had 2 big flops. It went out to Hollywood.
Oh, I know. But I saw every movie they ever made. There was Sergeant Yukon, Apache Woman. Oh my God, I forgot the bag.
What bag?
Well, I have a surprise for your father. When I was in New York last week, I saw an ad in the paper. They were selling off the stuff from one of the big studios, props and stuff. So I picked up one of your dad's old costumes. I thought he'd like it.
That's so sweet. Which one did you get?
General George S. Patton. Where do you see it? The only trouble is, I don't have anything for your mother yet. I guess you wouldn't take cash.
Howard, they will love you for who you are.
Oh, but what if I freeze up? I do that sometimes when I'm nervous. I forget my own name.
Howard, you have nothing to worry about. I promise. All right?
All right.
Now, I'll go see if they're in their dressing room.
Well, I'll come with you.
Stay here in case they come back.
Oh, I'd rather come with you.
Howard, stay. Nothing is going to happen.
With your permission. Down here. Bull Snizzle! What is this? I know not. This is passing strange. Hey! I said, lad shall thou coward! Thou dost move one inch, the lad shall spout blood like a fountain. Don't move! Hold up my head, my Scott! I'll make a ghost of him who left me in the woods!
Howard?
I have to go.
Howard, where are you going?
I need a few minutes. I'll be back.
Howard, what's wrong?
You have to think about this. You don't just rush into relationships. It takes some thinking.
Howard, are you crazy? Get back! here.
You know what I like most about the author of Cyrano? He's dead, so he can't argue with me. Now listen, I have a new idea for tomorrow. When the carriage arrives during the battle and you step out, I want you to pause, curtsy to the soldiers, then I'm going to put a spotlight on your face to suggest you have descended like an angel from heaven.
Oh, George, let's try it now.
All right. Halt! Who goes there?
It's a coach.
What's in the camp?
Look, 'tis Roxanne.
Thank God.
Yay. And I flew down out of the carriage like an angel from heaven.
Spotlight?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Roxanne on the king's service?
Yes, on the service of my own king, love.
That's it. It'll make the scene.
Cyrano, my best friend, I need your help.
I am at your disposal, madame. Now and forever.
When you do that, center stage in front of 1,000 people holding their breath, I wet myself. I can't help it. Kiss me now.
Don't mind me. I'm just the hired help.
Well, if it isn't the Hound of the Baskervilles.
Don't start.
She can't hear a thing I'm saying. She hasn't heard a word in 20 years. Have you, Quasimodo? Tell me, Ethel, frightened any little children lately? Offer them a ride on your broomstick?
George.
I cannot believe to this day that is your mother. Here you are, the greatest stage actress of a generation, and you were spawned by a troll.
George, cut it out.
You must have been switched at birth. Somewhere out there is Ethel's real daughter, traveling with the Ringling Brothers as the Wolf Woman of Borneo.
Thank you, Mother.
Thank you, Mother.
George, my hearing aid is in.
My neck. Am I getting old, Charlotte?
No, dear, you're just falling apart.
Well, no wonder they didn't want me for the Pimpernel movie.
Us, dear, they didn't want us.
It would have put us right back on top. George and Charlotte Hay in the new Frank Capra production, The Twilight of the Scarlet Pimpernel.
There will be other movies.
We were this close, Charlotte, I could taste it. No wonder Hollywood is such a cesspool. I mean, please, Frank Capra directs The Twilight of the Scarlet Pimpernel.
I didn't even get to meet him.
Nor did I. Nor do I care to. May he rot in hell.
I can see it now. Mr. Pimpernel goes to Washington.
Exactly. Ow, my neck.
Oh, get down, dear. I'll work on it.
You do realize they started filming yesterday. At this very moment, the cameras are rolling and Ronald Coleman is wearing my tights.
Oh, George, let them have their Ronald Coleman and their Greer Garson. Who gives a damn?
You're right.
I'm sure that Miss Garson will do a perfectly adequate job.
You're right.
But that's what they want.
I agree entirely.
Stupid little bitch. I met her once, did you know that? She was filming Pride and Prejudice, and I was next door filming Apache Woman. She was cutting the crusts off little tea sandwiches, and I was boiling a pig in a teepee.
Charlotte?
She was making love to Laurence Olivier, and I was sacrificing a chicken with Chief Chunka-Chunk. How's your back, dear?
That's better, but don't stop.
George, can I ask you a question? Did you sleep with Eileen?
What? Charlotte, how can you say such a thing?
I've seen how you look at her.
Well, she is a pretty girl. I'm not dead.
Not yet. Exactly when it happened, George, we're in the middle of that terrible fight.
And whose fault was that?
It was your fault, dear. You called me the world's oldest living ingenue.
I merely mentioned that a woman in her 50s should not try to play St. John. It's like watching Eleanor Roosevelt play Peter Pan.
I happen to admire Eleanor Roosevelt.
So do I, but I don't want to watch her fly out the window.
You're changing the subject.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Eileen barely knows that I exist.
Oh, please. When you walk into the room, she starts to glow. I could use her for a reading lamp.
You're off your rocker. It's extraordinary and it's unkind.
George, I don't mind as long as you tell me the truth. Did you sleep with her or didn't you? Yes or no?
No, all right? The answer is no.
Really?
Oh, it's killing you about the film, isn't it?
Don't be silly. That has nothing to do with this.
Scarlet Pimpernel,
Stop
Scarlet
it!
Greer Garcia.
Don't be an idiot.
Oh, I'm sure it's slaying you to be stuck out here in Siberia, while Miss Garson swans about to set in Hollywood like the Queen of Sheba.
George!
I'm sure you had fantastical visions of being slobbered over by a legion of toadies, having your ears powdered.
Oh, right, George. I'm sorry.
Well, it's too late now, isn't it? You've hurt my feelings.
I saw that.
Saw what?
You big faker.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Faker.
Stop it, stop it. Eileen.
Good morning.
Eileen, what? Don't look at me like that.
Fine, I'll go talk to her.
No, I'll do it. You've caused enough damage for one morning. Eileen!
Look.
What's with Eileen? She walked right past me. I think she was crying.
Well, she was born in Buffalo. Maybe she suddenly realized she's still here.
Actually, she loves it here. She started out in the theater, but what she really wants to do is television.
Oh, please.
She could do all right. She's pretty, wholesome.
Wholesome isn't the word. She could give milk.
Charlotte, have you talked to Roz lately?
Sunday, I brought up your name and she started screaming.
Great.
I never understood why you two broke up.
Well, she wanted me to give up the theater so she could live a normal life. Could you imagine anybody in your family being normal?
Hi, Mother.
Pumpkin! Sweetie, when did you get here?
Just a few minutes ago.
We were just talking about you this second.
Hi, Paul.
Hi, Roz.
How's show business?
Great, never been happier.
Well, good. For you, I'm thrilled.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
This is going well.
I thought you were in New York.
I came back to work for your parents.
How nice.
I'll go check it out.
Rosalind, why don't you two just get married and get it over with?
Mother, I wish you would stop trying to run my life. It's my life, not your life.
You're right. I'm sorry, you're right. I'm only the one who gave birth to you. 12 pounds, 14 ounces. They needed a forklift.
She locked herself in.
Daddy!
Rosalind, my baby! Oh, how's my little girl? Charlotte, how is it possible that two such plain people as ourselves could produce an offspring as beautiful as this one?
She's not yours. I saw her.
Have you come to your senses, Roz? You can step right back into the company.
No, thank you. That's not why I'm here. I have a surprise for everyone, but I lost it.
Paul, get in here and look who's arrived.
Daddy, God, don't you two ever stop? Look, I'll see you later. I've got to go.
Roz?
She's gone?
She heard your name and fled into the forest of Arden. I must say, you do have a way with women, Paul.
Thanks.
And how is little Miss Eileen?
Well, she wouldn't open the door for me either. Wonder what happened.
She's in love with George.
Will you keep your menopausal hallucinations to yourself? The girl's obviously in some distress.
I'll go check on her.
Well, yes, do. You are the company manager.
I'm also your second lead this week.
I beg your pardon.
Well, Webster quit this morning. He packed his bags and left.
He can't do that. I'll sue the untalented little weasel.
Why on earth would he just leave?
Well, he said he hasn't been paid in 2 weeks.
Well, none of us have been paid for 2 weeks. What kind of feeble excuse is that?
Nobody told me about this.
Paul just did, didn't he? Big blabbermouth.
Sorry, but have you talked to your agent this morning? He's called you twice.
I have an agent? Oh, surely you jest. Well, didn't you read about it in the Scientific American? The day my checks went down to 4 figures, he vanished from the face of the earth.
George, talk to me. Are you in trouble?
We'll manage, we'll survive. We always do. It's television that's killing us. Entertainment by the yard. It's putting us out of business.
George.
What's the matter with these people? Don't they care anymore? Don't they know the difference? I'm not here and you haven't seen me.
George!
If it's a native buffalonian, give it some water and long grass, maybe it'll go away.
I'm coming! Yes?
Hi.
What do you want?
Well, I just want to tell you, before you say another word, that I think you're the most wonderful actress that ever lived.
Please, come in. I'm Charlotte Hay.
Hi, I'm, oh my God!
Knock, knock.
Richard!
Hello, sir.
Oh, what a wonderful surprise.
Oh, how do you do? Richard Maynard, and you are?
You can ask him that. Apparently it's a trick question.
Are you famous too?
No, but apparently I remind some people of Loretta Young.
Mr. Maynard is our lawyer and represents every major star in Hollywood.
Wow.
Hey, who's your favorite? Besides Charlotte, of course.
Esther Williams. Do you know her?
I taught her to swim.
Wow.
I'm sorry, but could you possibly come back another time?
Oh, sure.
It was stunning meeting you, whoever you are.
I remember now. How?
Richard! What are you doing here?
Well, I was sitting in my office this morning, making a great deal of money, when I suddenly realized I was incredibly bored. So I thought, what could I do to cheer myself up? Well, I considered raising my billing rate. That usually works. But then I thought, no, I would much rather take Charlotte to lunch.
So you flew here all the way from New York City?
I was in a plane, of course.
Oh, Richard, you're such a darling. I accept. In fact, I could use some cheering up myself.
Oh, what has the brute done this time?
I'm not sure. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe I'm just tired.
Well, of course you're tired. It's inhuman the way he drags you around from city to city.
On top of everything else, I just found out that we're not meeting our payroll.
Oh, I know that.
You do?
Actually, it's quite serious. I've told George for months to start cutting down expenses.
Well, is there anything I can do?
Well, you could do a movie, or better yet, some television.
We could try a different play. Pygmalion always makes money.
Charlotte, hello in there. It's 1953. The road is dead. The only stars left touring anymore besides you two are Cornell and the Luntz. And they have a combined age of 1,462.
What am I supposed to do?
Well, for starters, you can marry me. I've got tons of money and no one to spend it on. Except a cat with a thyroid problem. He's getting quite large. I had some friends in the other night, they thought I bought a new sofa.
Richard, be serious.
I'm being serious. I'll have to move out soon.
Oh, Richard.
Charlotte, listen to me. I'm not very good at this. I can't lie to you the way most men do and tell you that your cheeks remind me of damask. I don't know what the hell damask is anyway. But you really deserve better. Let me pamper you a little. We can take a cruise together. Anywhere in the entire world. Rochester, Schenectady.
Richard, you make me very happy.
Good, because you deserve it. And frankly, so do I. I'm tired of living alone.
What about George?
No, I don't want to live with him.
Richard.
Oh, you're all I think about anymore. I do love you so much.
Richard.
Charlotte.
George! George! Hi. Hi.
Hello there, Rich Maynard. Where are the stars?
Paul Singer, schlepper for 2 stars. Where's George?
In his dressing room, I think.
He's not there.
Is something the matter?
No.
Paul?
No, I just have a question for George.
When you find him, tell him I'll be out for the morning. Richard is taking me to lunch.
Right, have a nice time.
We intend to. Thank you.
Ethel! Have you seen George?
What?
Where's George?
Right behind me.
Stop! Give me those Cyrano pants!
I have to let them out!
George!
They're far too snug. You look ridiculous.
They're my pants!
Your backside looks like a watermelon.
Nobody asked you!
They
George!
need fixing.
Your ears need fixing! Nose.
Now look what you've done. No wonder this company is going down the toilet.
George, I have some bad news.
What? Bad news in this company? The House of Usher Repertory Theater?
I think you'd better sit down.
Sit down because I'll tremble. My knees will wobble uncontrollably. That's a stage convention, you idiot. I'm the cheapest melodrama.
George, Eileen is pregnant! She says you guys slept together in Detroit and now she's pregnant.
That's a lie.
You didn't sleep with her.
It was Cincinnati.
I think that's irrelevant.
Holy Mother of God, Charlotte will kill me.
I know.
She'll make my life a living hell more than usual. What can I do?
Run.
Think of something, you idiot.
Okay, hold on. Okay, got it. Listen. Okay. So Eileen could have the baby in the country with a relative, like an aunt or something, and we won't tell Charlotte ever. Okay. And then you can take trips every few months, and you can visit them in the country and have picnics. Yeah. And when the baby's like, I don't know, 10, you can cast her as a page in Much Ado About Nothing, and you can put on shows together.
I need help, not Mickey Rooney.
Sorry, maybe you should talk for yourself.
Oh, Eileen, the poor kid. I better go see her.
You better hurry. She has a doctor's appointment at noon.
Already?
Yeah, they have to do a test or something.
What test?
I don't know.
A pregnancy test?
I have no idea.
So she might not be pregnant.
She's positive.
But she only thinks she's pregnant.
She's positive. She thinks.
Christ almighty, is she pregnant or isn't she?
I don't know, George. I didn't examine her.
It's chilly out there. I'm getting brown.
Good, great.
By the way, Richard is here. He's taking me to lunch.
Bon appetit. What if Eileen talks to her?
Well, I doubt that.
Go in there and keep them separated. I have to think.
She's gonna find out sooner or later.
But you do what I'm telling you. Damn. Piss. Balls.
Hi, George.
Eileen.
I guess Paul told you.
He did, yes. What can I say? What can I do?
I think you did it already, George.
Eileen, I'm so sorry. We got carried away.
I was such a fool.
We were both fools.
And now we're having a little fool. Oh, George. I hope he looks just like you.
God.
I can't do the matinee today. I'm sorry.
But you don't have an understudy.
Well, I can't do it, and I'd still be at the doctor's anyway.
The doctor's for a test to confirm that you are.
That's right.
So then you might not actually be.
I'm pregnant, George. Believe me. I'm 2 weeks late, and I've been tossing my guts up every morning for 3 days. What do you think it is?
Bad oyster.
I have to go now.
Eileen, wait. You didn't tell Charlotte, did you?
I haven't seen her.
Oh, good, great.
So I left her a note.
What?
Well, she's gonna figure it out sometime when I start waddling around here like a duck. Romeo, quack, quack. Anyway, I scribbled it down on something. I think it may have been her copy of Variety.
Variety?
I have to go now.
Holy mother of God.
George, I couldn't find Eileen anywhere.
Paul, quick, go to Shaw's dressing room and bring me her copy of Variety.
George, there's a copy of Variety right here.
I don't want to read it, you idiot.
Hello, George. Hello, Paul.
Hi.
Paul, could you please excuse us for a few minutes?
Stay where you are.
Leave the room, Paul.
Yes, ma'am.
George, the strangest items appeared in this week's Variety.
Charlotte.
I think you should read it, dear. Out loud. You see, I might just be having a menopausal hallucination.
Charlotte.
Read it, George. Near the top. I'm waiting.
Box office biggie, Bothell and Burbs.
Below that.
Dear Charlotte, I'm carrying your husband's piles.
Files! Child! I'm carrying your husband's child!
Right. I thought you should know, Eileen.
Well,
Charlotte, I'm profoundly sorry. I made a grievous mistake. Can you forgive me?
no! George, no! I've been trying me after 35 years!
Charlotte, I'm sorry, but you shouldn't blame George. It was all my fault. I couldn't have believed him when he said that next season I could play Roxanne.
Roxanne!
Listen, it was right after a performance, and I was filled with all that passion for Cyrano. I lost my head.
You lied to me!
I didn't want to, but you cornered me.
Don't touch me!
Charlotte, I'm flesh and blood. Did you expect me to be celibate all my life?
3 days? You couldn't be celibate for 3 days? I'm leaving with Richard on the next plane.
Wait! We have the matinee!
George! I have to pack!
Charlotte!
Well, how'd it go? Not so good? George, say something!
I'm a hack. I've always been a hack. Now I'm a bigger hack. I've sunk to new depths of hackdom.
George, you can't give up. What about your fans?
My fans, you're right. You call one, I'll call the other.
George, you made a mistake. Everybody makes mistakes. Let me talk to her. She'll listen to me.
It's too late, Horatio. Just cancel the performance for this afternoon. In fact, cancel the whole tour.
Well, you can't do that. You'll get sued.
Let the bastards sue me. Let them nail me to a cross. God knows I'm suffering enough.
Hello? Hold on. George, it's your agent from New York.
I'm not here.
He's right here. Would you talk to him?
Hello, Henry. How's the blood-sucking business? Well, it must be important. It's almost noon, and you're up for the day. Fine, all right, I'm listening. Well, of course, I know they started filming yesterday. I have a little Ronald Coleman doll I'm sticking pins into. What? You're joking. What? Henry, if this is a joke, I'll kill you. Oh my God, I don't believe it.
What's happening?
Oh my God, that's wonderful. Oh, well, Henry, I love you.
What's going on?
Would you shut up? Today? Yes, of course, I'll be here. Right, I'll call you.
Well,
We're back in business. Shut get in here.
what happened?
You're looking at a star, my boy. Gaze your fill. Disregard the radiance. Squint if necessary.
What did he say?
Yesterday on the set of The Scarlet Pimpernel, Ronald Coleman made his first entrance. Fell down a flight of steps and broke his leg.
Oh my God.
As a consequence, the director of the film, Mr. Frank Capra, winner of 2,000 Academy Awards, is flying here to watch the matinee.
Oh, Frank Capra!
Goodbye, George.
Yes. I'm sorry. George. Now listen, Charlotte. The most wonderful thing in the world has happened. Ronald Coleman is crippled. Henry just called. It seems that Mr. Coleman made its most dramatic entrance on the set of The Scarlet Pimpernel by careening head first down a flight of steps. I'll bet it was the tights that got him.
George.
There are fractures, apparently, in both of his legs. Not one, both.
Henry told you this.
The studio is desperate. Every minute they delay is costing them a fortune. So what director do you think is flying here to watch the matinee? I'll give you a hint. Give me a C. Give me an A. Give me a P.
George.
I know what you're thinking, Charlotte. Where do you fit in all this? Well, if I do get the part, and it's beginning to look extremely likely that I will insist that you play Marguerite.
I don't know what to say, George.
I know. I'm a saint.
Except that this is easily the most ridiculous lie you have ever told me.
What?
Goodbye, George. Take care of yourself.
Stop! You don't believe me?
Oh, George, please.
Shut up, believe me. You must believe me. What? Have I ever lied to you before?
Goodbye, George!
Charlotte! Oh, Charlotte! Charlotte! No!
George!
I'm going to kill myself. Oh, wait, that's too easy. First, I'm going to get very, very drunk. And then I'll kill myself.
George, we can still do the matinee.
And who's going to play Roxanne? Ethel?
There you are. Well, I'm glad to say that they're finally finished. No thanks to you. Now, go ahead. turn around, as if you're modest. That'll be the day.
George, give me the pants.
No, George! Give me the chair, it'll be worth it. Now stop it!
Let me go! Oh, God damn it, Dad!
Daddy, what's wrong?
Hello? Hold on. George! George! It's Captain Spear's office. What do I tell him? George!
Paul, what's going on here?
That's a good question. Hi, yes, he's actually in a meeting right now. Could Mr. Capper come tomorrow?
Bring Capra?
Oh, he's on his way to the airport. Right. Holy God.
Paul, what happened?
We have to stop him. Come on. George!
Charlotte, what are you doing?
George!
You buy a newspaper and you go berserk.
Read!
Disaster at MTM. Coleman on crutches. Garson walks out.
She walked out! Mother! Mother!
What?
Where's George?
Well, I hope he's getting a root canal.
Richard, come on!
I'd rather not.
Richard!
Oh, right. Sorry.
George!
George!
Grandma! Grandma!
What?
Have you seen Daddy?
Too many times. Your mother's looking for you.
Mother?
Charlotte's back. Great, that's great. Ethel, which way did she go?
Through there.
Good, come on.
This is why I left the theater!
Would you come on already?
George! Oh, he's got to be here somewhere, Mother!
There.
Richard!
Oh, I find this very tiresome.
Roz?
Through there.
Great, now I've lost Roz. Eileen, hey, have you seen George?
No, and I never want to see him again as long as I live!
Oh, hell. Roz! George! Charlotte!
Paul!
Through there.
I'm looking everywhere for you.
Howard!
Are you ready to meet your parents now?
Not now, you can meet them later. Daddy, Paul, Mother!
Ethel,
What?
when you see Rosalind, give her this letter.
I am not your personal servant.
Do it, or I'll have you killed. Where the hell's the mafia when you need them?
Daddy!
Roz! Have you found him yet?
No!
He's got to be here somewhere.
Rosalind, this is for you. It's from Mr. Potato Head.
Dear Ross, don't worry about me. I'll be back in a few days. A few days!
Oh my God!
Rose, I can't find your father anywhere!
Mother!
Wait! Oh, Betty's at the hotel!
Charlotte!
Paul! Guess what? He was telling the truth. Capra is coming to the matinee!
Charlotte!
Do you realize what this means? No more Apache woman! I'm going to be a big star!
Mother, would you please listen? Daddy left me a note. I think you should read it.
Okay. Dear Ross, don't worry about me. I'll be back in a few days. Love, Daddy. Fine. No!